Andrew Tokley, yeah. Now, of course, okay, we're at Kings of Kelvedon, but really, I talked to you about your vegetable plot more than here.
Yeah.
Why are the benches empty anyway, out of
Because
interest?
we had all plug plants that we were sending out, of vegetable plants, to our customers, and so we sent all those out, and we're now waiting for another batch to be delivered, and then we'll be sending out our next delivery.
Talking of vegetables, how's your plot? Come on.
Looking all right, actually. Yeah, it looks very good.
Because it's been a really difficult season, hasn't it?
Has it?
I
think it's been a normal season.
No, well, it was a very wet spell at the beginning, and it was cold.
Yeah.
And we haven't, I mean, you know, June hasn't picked up much,
June,
has it?
I mean, it's probably been more difficult since the end of sort of mid-May onwards, because the weather hasn't really warmed up enough. The wind has blown nearly every day. But the people that have really suffered are those that started too early, really. So if they put out courgettes, they've been battered by the wind or bleached by the sun. They've been put out
like mine, you mean? Yeah.
They put out runner beans that they sowed too early, so that they were long and thin and straggly when they put them out, and then they got battered by the wind. Whereas I didn't sow mine until the second week of May. I planted them out the end of May when they were nice, short, stocky plants, and mine, I reckon, will overtake the ones who started earlier.
It's a bit like growing anything, isn't it? If you get the timing right, it works.
Yeah, I mean, we're now at the beginning of June. I've still got some plants to plant out on the plot. I've still got some space. My courgettes and squashes are still to go out. They're in the cold frame, hardening up, which a lot of people don't do. My outdoor tomatoes have only just gone out, and I've got another batch of beans on the way in the cold frame, so my second batch will go out. So it's trying to have continuity, and it's trying to sow and grow so that you fit a normal season. The trouble is, last year it was very hot, very early. People got lulled into a false sense of security and
possibly,
I thought that's the norm.
And it is not.
It's not.
And it was not.
And that's why I said this is more like a normal year to me. The weather, where we've had it wet early on, it's dried out, then the weather has been a normal pattern. We've been lucky. We haven't really had any late frosts, which was good. So the potatoes and that look good. They're just coming on to flower. The thing that looks really good on my own plot is my brassicas. My brassicas look really, really good because they went in. We then had that wettish little patch in April.
Because they don't like dry, do they?
They got going and they haven't looked back, to be fair. They really do look well. I reckon I'll be cutting some cauliflowers that were sown in October and grown on in a cold frame, the old-fashioned way, planted out early on in March. I'll be cutting those, I reckon, within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
What should people be putting in now? Because, you know, as we go through June, I know you've said, yeah, you keep continuity, but people don't follow continuity. So if they've got a chance to do some now, what would you go for?
Well, we don't like talking about the C word, Christmas, but if you sow in June some carrots, and the one to sow is Eskimo, sow carrots now, you'll be pulling finger carrots for Christmas. When I would say they're expensive in the shops, but they ain't now because they have them for stupid money, but you won't taste carrots like your own, you know, and you can go and pull those carrots. And because Eskimo has got cold tolerance, what you don't harvest for Christmas, you can keep in the ground. You don't need to have any fleece or anything over them. They're perfectly hardy, and you can be pulling those right through till February.
And then keep salads going right through the summer.
You can keep your salads going through. So sow lettuces every couple of weeks. Sow those ideally in modules. A trick with lettuces, as the weather gets warmer, put your seed packet in the fridge the night before you're going to sow it, and then sow it, because lettuces don't like hot temperatures. So if you want to sow lettuce, put that packet in the fridge, sow it the next day, and then they'll come up, because if it's above 20 degrees, they just won't germinate.
Yeah, a perfect tip from Andrew Tokley.